homeless to millions. That's the story of where Destiny Global started. And we're going to
Yes.
talk about that today on Coffee with Ken. Welcome to this edition of Coffee with Ken.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. We're here with Ken Brown, and he is CEO of Destiny Global. And we have General Manager Butch McCracken. And I am Dr. April Brown, and I am Executive Vice President of Coaching here at Destiny Global. And we want to welcome you. And we're going to talk about that today, a little bit more about the story. If you've never heard the very beginning of where Destiny Global and this training came from was from homeless to millions. The founder, one of
Yes.
the founders and trainers that was here for 30 years having
Yes.
success herself, and then teaching other people, and they were getting success.
Duplicatable success.
Duplicatable success.
Yes.
And but think about that, from homeless in a car, living in a car, to making millions,
Mhm.
Yes.
like in a very short period of time. It's crazy.
That's
But that's
determination.
that is determination, and it is a will that not wanting to stay stuck any longer.
Mhm.
Right.
So
So
true.
this is from the book. I'm gonna tell y'all just a little bit about
First
this
steps,
First Steps
to
to
wealth.
Wealth.
That's right.
it's the very beginning of where this started, and part of the story. So it says, I had that sick feeling that I was supposed to do something I did not want to do.
Oh my.
Ever had that feeling like you just don't want to do it, but you know that's what you're supposed to do?
Yes.
I knew it was a thing I was supposed to do, but I did not like the answer.
Mhm.
I had to weigh my ego with my bank account,
Wow.
which was like just a few dollars in her bank account at the time. Desperation was not going to afford me the luxury of spending a year looking for the right business. I wanted desperately to be no longer homeless or a
Mhm.
failure. I needed to change my life. The law of promotion is beautiful and freeing. It is simple. Prosper with what you have, and you will be made ruler over much more. Your answer might be right in front of you, and maybe you just don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. It's the
Mhm.
truth of the matter, whether we like it or not, and we sometimes don't want to hear that. That's not the popular answer of today. It's like, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or I
And
don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it. And we
Yeah.
base it off of emotions. But that is not what it's talking about, the law of promotion, which
Yep.
is being faithful with what you have been given, whatever that has been. And in this case, it was for our founder, Danny. She looked in the back of her car and she found something she could work with and decided, I'm going to make this work. Like literally, and figured out what were the skills that she needed.
And the first two were determination and dedication. Determined that she was going to learn what to do better to get skill, and then just constantly doing it, right? Constantly doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Phone call after phone call after phone call after phone call after phone call, right? And some of us don't want to do those things. We don't want to do the hard things. But if you do the hard things, you're going to find that everything else gets easier once you get going. It's like moving a boulder. Once you get it rolling, you can get momentum. And momentum is such a powerful thing when you're getting started in anything.
Yeah, and the thing is, how do you do that when you don't like people?
That could be a
Anybody
little
have
bit of a
that?
problem. And that was part of the founder's story, right? She didn't like people, but she also wanted to make money because she was also tired of not being able to care for herself. So you can choose which problem you want. You can choose the one that's going to proactively give you a better life, or you can stay where you're at and deal with the problems of not having, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Both of them are problems in some way, but one is going to give you great opportunity where the other is going to leave you stuck where you are.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
literally just touched on like calling people, phone call, like literally. When I first heard that of having to make a phone call, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to be successful because I was terrified of making phone calls, and I did not like to talk to people, and I did because usually, I know this is hard to believe, but I made it about myself.
What?
About yourself.
I made it about myself, and they didn't want to listen to about myself, so
Oh.
I didn't like to talk to.
I agree with that. And literally, as you're saying that, I was thinking that because my wife is someone I've said for 30 years that can walk up to a rock and get it to talk to you, right? And me, I just stood in the background, not interacting and making phone calls and doing that because it was about me.
Terrifying.
What am I going to say?
Yeah.
So then you don't know how to handle it, which is something we teach at First Steps.
Right.
Then you just start talking about yourself, and you
And then
don't
they
give
didn't
them an
wanna hear it.
opportunity, right?
They didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, but
Well, it feels good to
applying-
talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
It does, it
yeah.
makes you
Who doesn't
feel
like
good.
to be puffed
Yeah,
up because
yeah.
they're going to agree,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, with you. But when you make it about someone else, it was so freeing because using the skills that I learned at First Steps early on as a client, and realizing if I ask the right one or two questions in
Right.
the process,
That's
the
key.
faucet is now open because people love to talk about themselves, including us,
Right.
Right.
right?
But in a very structured way, because you can be on the phone call, you get nothing. They're
Correct.
just talking, but not really getting to an end point.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
to know how to structure the conversation, let them talk about themselves, but getting to the end point.
Yeah.
Redirecting it to
Redirect.
powerful questions.
Yes.
It's really where
fill a
the
need.
key is redirecting conversations to powerful questions that make them think about things that can be uncomfortable. Because we only grow when things are really uncomfortable. That
Yeah.
is, that's the latest thing that you're starting to hear on, and it's absolutely true. It's not easy to get fit and healthy. That requires you to do something different than you were doing before to have a different result than you've ever
Right.
had. So it's going to require change, which can be uncomfortable, right?
We don't like that.
Having to
No.
get up and exercise every morning can be a little uncomfortable. You get sore and so on and so forth. But it's the reality of doing that. But sometimes
But making those first steps to make those phone calls, it was terrifying. I was like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
right.
And the thing is that even realizing that is that all promotion, the law of promotion, all promotion not comes through product, but people
It does.
and people skills. And we think we just need to know a lot about our product
Right.
and they'll love it.
Yep.
And a few will. But if you want to truly be successful, and you'll get a few, they'll buy your product, but they won't be faithful to you. They won't be your advocate. They won't be
Right.
helping you even build your business. If you want to know how to scale your business, you have to know and have people skills, like true people skills
Absolutely.
that helps you to communicate in a way that helps them to understand what their need and is their need for your product.
Because another part of that story that you just read about going from homeless to millions is it was done with a product for weight loss, and she was overweight, and she refused to do it. But
Yeah.
she still was able to make it work because she met it. She met people where they were at with that product that worked for them.
Right.
Because it
So-
wasn't about her.
Totally.
It wasn't
Right.
about what she
Right.
but what their desire was and what they wanted to see and what
So
their
true.
what they wanted to succeed in.
Right.
What was that? And that was, and it doesn't even matter. It's not just even weight loss. It's like what inside of that is their need, that or their desire. Do they want to lose weight to fit into a bikini?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they do it for health? Or do they do it for, what are they doing so you can help them to see their need
Sure.
and motivate them?
Yeah.
And encourage them.
Right.
So it's
Because
it's
we're
really
motivated
powerful.
differently, and all of those are, as long as you're changing, it doesn't. The motivation factor is the thing that gets them started. All the other things become benefits of whatever that initial motivation was.
Yeah.
But isn't it interesting that when you think about this, that it's it's the underlying question that you're answering yourself is when your inner person is telling you need to do something and you don't listen.
Mm.
But when you do
Mhm.
listen, it's where things starting. So right now, when some of you may be wondering, man, that sounds so hard. Actually, it's just being around people, like-minded people that encourage us and hold us accountable for
Mhm.
stepping into things that we
Can
need to
be
do,
uncomfortable.
right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
remaining in somewhat uncomfortable as we continue to
Mhm.
grow. And that's what Destiny Global is about.
Yeah.
Is literally helping, because through those uncomfortable times and moments, you literally
Mhm.
grow. And, as we say, give us a year and you won't recognize your life at the end,
Mm.
Yeah.
and it's true.
It
It is so
starts with
true.
one step, though, like
One
just
step.
making the decision that you're tired of what you've already got. You're tired of whatever that is you that you do hate people. If you do
Mhm.
hate people or dread or fearful of even talking to people,
Right.
then you're going to need to get some skills.
You're going to need to get
Absolutely.
some skills,
You
and we
need
can
some
help you get them.
skills.
That's right.
You
we
need
can
some
help you get them.
skills so you can get them. And what we're talking about is that you can get them through our training at First Steps to Success.
Yes.
And that's where each of us has gotten these skills. That's where multiple people are coaches that are actually coaching now. They got their skills. Like, we have so many clients who have gotten their skills that they have today to make millions in their company, even give away millions
Yes.
from coming to this training. And it's First Steps to Success. And our next training is August 11th through the 13th
In
Right.
Atlanta.
in Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia.
You do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss the boat, because this is going to be amazing. There are so many
Mhm.
things that are going to be so powerful, so powerful each time. But this, I'm really excited because we're going to the hometown of our two trainers of
Right.
Jackie and Carmen, and they are fired up.
They are
So
super fired up. We're going to be doing some
there's
special
some
things at this
special
one that have
things.
never been done at
You don't
any
want to
of
miss it.
Yeah, on Saturday night
Yeah.
especially. So
If you
Yes.
can't be in there in person, you can get a virtual ticket. But I encourage you to get your ticket and
Right.
come in live in person.
absolutely.
It makes such a huge impact. But people still get results from watching virtually.
Absolutely.
But I think it's you can get just being around, like you said, like-minded people. So anyway, we want to invite you. We want to see you there. If you're ready to get results,
Absolutely.
you need some people's skills. You want promotion. You want a promotion?
You want a promotion
You
in your
want a
job?
promotion
Come
in
on.
your job. You want
Yeah.
to be promoted in your community. You want to be promoted in any way. Come to First Steps to Success. So
Absolutely.
we want to
Yep.
see y'all there. We always give you an invitation, but we most of all appreciate that you join Coffee with Ken. If you could share this video with somebody that you
Please.
think would just get a little tidbit
Yeah.
from what we've talked about today with promotion and all of the things that we've talked about in people skills, share this Coffee with Ken. Like it, share it, do all the things, because we want to see y'all back here next week for Coffee with Ken. Thanks for joining us. See
Have a great
ya.
day.
See you, gang.